Think back to when you were a kid and your parents just wouldn't let you have a cookie. So they put the cookie jar on the counter and pushed it the whole way in the back, and you were just too short to reach it. But by now, you should be grown and should be able to reach your own cookie. But imagine specific groups that are unable to reach their hypothetical cookies. For example, according to NPR, selective universities only enroll 3% of lower income students in their universities. And many think that's because of finances, because college is extremely expensive and lower income students have a lower income. However, that's not necessarily the case. Programs exist within universities themselves, such as UChicago's No Barriers program, as well as outside organizations such as Questbridge, that strives to match lower income high school students to selective universities. However, the University of Pennsylvania still says that more selective universities actually are cheaper for lower income students than schools with less resources. So if finances isn't the problem, then what is? Well, a lot of students, although they do have economic resources at some of these more selective universities, they're unable to be admitted because of biases within the recruitment process as well as the application process themselves. Lower income students have the highest aspirations to attend college out of all socioeconomic groups. However, they've made the least amount of gains. About 50% of middle and upper class families have students that attend college by the age of 25. However, only 1 in 10 from lower income families are able to attend college. And according to the Executive Office of the President, approximately 50% of lower income college students attend schools that don't meet their academic rigor. Only about 8% of students actually attend colleges that meet their academic criteria. And for students in rural areas, they're actually biased within the recruitment process. Recruiters predominantly stay in urban areas and recruit individuals in that area. However, rural students get less information, so they rely more heavily upon leaflets in the mail, information on school websites, as well as guidance counselors. And the University of Pennsylvania estimates that if they got the proper amount of information, they would be about 53% more likely to apply to these universities, about 78% more likely to be admitted into these universities, and about 50% more likely to enroll in these universities. And when it comes to guidance counselors, although they can encourage students to attend, more than likely they didn't attend a selective university themselves, so they're not quite as informed, and as well as the fact that individuals that attend schools that have higher rates of minority or lower income students, they're about double the national average at 1,000 students per guidance counselor versus the national average at 470 students per guidance counselor. So even if they do have access to their guidance counselor, they're not necessarily the first priority when there's more troubled students that need to graduate. And when it comes to the application process themselves, a lot of lower income students come from families that didn't attend college, so they don't benefit from legacy programs that are very prevalent at more selective universities. And when it comes to extracurricular activities, lower income students are only able, about 53% of them are able to participate in one or more extracurricular activities, according to the University of Pennsylvania, versus about 75% from families of middle and upper class status. And that's plays a huge role in the application process. In addition, SAT scores are also extremely important. However, lower income students traditionally score lower on the SATs versus their peers of higher socioeconomic status. So while there are financial resources for lower income students to use if they get accepted into these universities, it's extremely rare for them to be accepted because of biases that exist within the recruitment process as well as application process themselves. So although you were able to grow up and get that cookie for yourself, imagine these specific students that are unable to obtain their theoretical cookie or attend the schools that they want because barriers have stood in their way and will continue to stand in their way.